welcome back. All right, so hopefully you have your browser open. There should be a link down in the bottom of the video there to hawkhost.com. I've actually selected this host versus some of the other ones that perhaps we talked about earlier. The reason why I'm recommending this one is it appears to have servers both in US and Canada. So this could be one video for both US and Canada, which is great. The other reason why I selected this host is because the cost is great, and they have free SSL certificates, which normally you would be paying about $100 a year for. They offer this for free right on their hosting package, so I'm really happy about that. The one, I guess, pitfall, as you'd say, is that it will be on shared hosting, the shared hosting service. Normally, I'd like to have something one step higher than that. It's not an issue though. You can host many websites on a shared host. That means you're sharing the server with other people. And so you might have a person who might hog some resources that you don't know. They have their website on there. But this is a good way to get going temporarily. What's great too is later on down the road, if you find that you're growing and you've got multiple websites and you want something a little bit more robust, it's not hard to actually have your website or your account move to something a little bit more robust, like a VPS account or even dedicated hosting, which means that you literally have your own server. So those are some options. So this is what I recommend. If you go to Hawk Host, again, you can choose whatever host you want to do. I'm just going to go through setting and creating up an account here in Hawk Host. If you're using a different one, the interface is probably the same. Keep in mind, a lot of shared hosting services don't have the ability for you to add an SSL certificate yourself, so that the security or the encryption yourself. A lot of the times you might have to pay the company to do that for you. Like for instance, HostGator charges $10 for every time that you want to install a SSL certificate on it. And so there are those pitfalls out there where it might cost you a little bit more. So this is the cheap option and a way to get us up and running as quickly as possible. So this is the way we're going to do it. And again, I did want to reiterate, you can always move. There's an option to be able to move your account, your cPanel account, to different hosts or to a better service even on the same provider. So I'm going to go ahead and click down on here on hosting. Okay, and it's giving me some options here. A primary plan. This is giving us lots of space. It looks like something close to 10 gigs of space. Here, it's a little extra money. They're saying it starts at $8 a month, unlimited space. Now this is normal for a shared hosting plan. Okay, it looks very cheap for a lot of free and unlimited stuff. But again, we are sharing the server with other people. So now keep in mind, they don't have access to your account. You have your own account. Nobody can touch your websites and stuff. So the only impact that has is maybe on the performance of your server. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up on this one. Okay, so first it wants to see if we want to register a domain. Now you might already have a domain registered from GoDaddy when we did that. You can register if you haven't registered with GoDaddy. You can register with HawkHost. In our case, we already have a domain. So we're going to click on this one. I will use my existing domain and update my name servers. That means you already have a domain with GoDaddy or another domain registrar. And we're going to type our domain in here. So I'm going to sign up using a domain I already have purchased a while ago, and we're just going to use it for these videos for demonstrations. So okay, I'm just going to type that in now. Okay, so I've typed in nuclearlearning.com. This is the site I'm going to be using. So of course you would put your domain in there that you're working with, that you would have bought from GoDaddy, and we're going to use that. Okay, it's going to verify that. Okay, excellent. So they want to charge $10 US per month for this service. And here's the cool part. We can choose which location we'd like to host it. So if you're in Canada, you can pick Toronto. If you're in the States, of course, there's Dallas or Washington or Los Angeles. And there's also some others, Amsterdam, Singapore, and Hong Kong, if you're from those particular countries. So in my case, I'm going to pick Toronto. So if you're from the States, you'd probably pick a state as closest to you as possible. That just helps for speed a little bit. Okay, and then now we're just going to go down some available add-ons. This Alpha SSL certificate. This particular service already comes with a free service, so I'm not going to worry about that. Now keep in mind, adding an SSL certificate like this, or even buying one from GoDaddy, which you can do, gives you a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever you pay for SSL certificate. So the maintenance on it is actually quite low, but they can be costly, of course. The service we're going to use is free, and so you have to maintain it a little bit more, meaning you have to come in and update it once every few months. And I'll show you what that means when we get into the server part and we actually set up an SSL certificate. This is so, just like they said here, people can make payments on your website or put their information knowing that that information is encrypted. All right, so I'm going to click continue on this. All right, and I'm just going to review everything, make sure everything is good. Okay, and we are going to check out. Okay, so it's already wanting me to register my information, so I'm going to go ahead and fill out this form and make the payment. Okay, and I'm going to click complete order when I'm done, and I'm just going to pause the video while I do this, and once the order is complete, I will put the video back on and we'll continue. Okay, excellent. So the order is done and we've got a confirmation. Now we should be also getting an email from them, and it's got a button here that says continue to client area, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so we are here and we are in the actual backend area. So we're going to find out what information we have on our server once they've built it. So sometimes you have to wait for them to build and prepare your server. Right now it says services 0, so we just have to wait for that to happen. Again, you're going to get an email. All right, we have our email from HawkHost. So this is the email we're looking for, new account information. And this information is going to be critical for keeping by our side for later when we point GoDaddy to our new server, and also when we log in to install the files that we need to install on there. So please print this out and keep it in a safe place. You can keep it in your email or whatever, but please ensure that it is safe, because this information can be dangerous in the hands of nefarious people who want to hack your websites. And so if they get your password, of course, then they can hack in. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down to where the information is that is really important, and then I'll show you what that stuff means. Okay, so I just scrolled down, and the information here that is important, obviously, is this information here. It includes our password and our username to log in, and it also includes name servers. This is the information that ends up on Google, and what that does is it tells the internet where in the world your domain is. That's what a name server does. It translates IP addresses like this. That's how all of the internet communicates, is through IP addresses, and turns it into something beautiful like our domain. And so we need to point this to our server. So that's what we're going to do here in a bit, as we point our domain to the server and start to get set up for installing our website files. The rest of this information is good, especially if you're an advanced user. We're really going to be only using this particular address at the start, and that'll log into our control panel so we can install our files. So this concludes our section on getting a host server for our website. The next section will be finding a template, which is the look of the website. We'll be installing that on top of WordPress, and that's what everybody's going to see. So it's pretty impactful. I'm excited to show you this section, so let's move on to the next video.